Shaina, what do you make of it? Because at the moment, you are neck and neck in Madhya Pradesh, but you seem to have possibly lost 2 states, Chhattisgarh for sure, and possibly Rajasthan as well. What do you take away from this?
Well, to be very honest, 15 years down, for any government to sustain and to give this kind of a fight back and be neck to neck, almost close to forming a government, is a huge victory for our Prime Minister and our Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Ji in Madhya Pradesh. Whether it comes to Vasundhara Raje being almost dismissed by exit polls and the fight back given in Rajasthan, I think is also a mandate of the people. Yes, elections do spring some uncertain surprises. Raman Singh Ji being one of our popular chief ministers, and the kind of schemes, whether it was distribution of rice to the poorest of poor, including of the Naxal areas. But I guess every referendum comes with a certain kind of expectation from the people that they would want so much more. But 15 years of good governance is a victory in itself. So I am glad that the people continue to repose faith in Prime Minister Modi and the BJP. And having said that, I think Madhya Pradesh is a great example of good governance, stability and strong leadership, which has been given for 15 consecutive years, which makes us such a strong contender. And the fact that the Congress really hasn't got their act, even if one saw the election was all about photo optics, theatrics and positioning, which really isn't the way to win.
Shaina,
it's about a vision plan which was never exposed.
Right. Sorry, it's just that, it goes back and forth. So just a quick word of caution there. So right now in Madhya Pradesh, it's actually Congress at 108 and BJP has slipped to 98. I mean, it's going to keep going back and forth, but that's where it's at right now.
Shaina, Pranoy here. Thanks very much for joining us, and congratulations on the fight back. But there used to be a terrible headline that the Indian cricket team always used to get: went down fighting. Now,
or snatched victory from the jaw, defeat from the jaws of victory.
So you've gone down fighting, and do you feel a bit worried that this could have implications in these states for the Lok Sabha?
Absolutely not. And let me please say that very, very vociferously, that I don't think it can have any kind of impact on Lok Sabha, because people of this country want an able leadership, want a Prime Minister who's hardworking, who's dedicated, who's non-corrupt, and Prime Minister Modi has fit the slot in every sense. For 4 years, every channel that has covered elections has constantly said, oh, this is a referendum on the BJP, this is a mandate or a narrative on Prime Minister Modi. But if you look at our graph, even up until Uttar Pradesh, where you've had people not vote on basis of caste, creed, community, but you've had Dalits and Muslims alike accepting our leadership, accepting the fact that you have a political will delivered at the grassroots and policies which have percolated down to the poorest of poor, you would realize that the BJP being present in close to 19-20 states in the country in itself is a great victory. So yes, victory and defeat are part of democracy, but when it comes to voting, the Indian voter is extremely clever, and they know which way they want to go when it comes to pressing that button at the ballot. Because if you're going to have fake promises and only commentary and political posturing and positioning and sensational commentary, as we have seen, people don't really accept it. So I believe personally that the 21st century is politics of performance, and Prime Minister Modi has performed.
Do you feel it was a mistake not to have Mr. Modi on the posters throughout Rajasthan, throughout Madhya Pradesh, throughout, in fact, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh? He was just a small factor, and the regional leader was the main. That was very different from all other elections we've seen, where Mr. Modi was number one. Would it have been better if his face was the main face and others were smaller?
Well, all these are matters of debate. I think Prime Minister Modi was present and omnipresent everywhere. We're very proud of him as the most charismatic leader that the Bharatiya Janata Party has ever had and as the country has ever had.
But then you're
so
saying,
I don't think this is
then if
him
you're
versus
saying,
anyone.
But then he couldn't swing these elections, right?
Look, if we have 11 crore... Yeah, but the fact that we have 11 crore members today across the length and breadth of this country, you have organizational skills led by a party president who has tirelessly worked state after state, election after election. And I think the work that Amit Shah ji has done as far as the organization is concerned is known to all, because election victory has never been so methodical, if I may use that word. And Prime Minister Modi's charisma at rallies continues, his speech, his kind of acceptability with the youth, with women and with backward classes and Muslims alike, I think really shows you that when you use a mantra of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, it's not just a tagline, it's genuinely inclusive politics. And we have not played vote bank politics with certain segments and segments of society.